We have bell horn, chime, locomotive, wind, cymbal, bass drum, tom-tom, gunshot, cowbell, telephone or doorbell, accent, triangle, symbol. Okay, and then we got on the keyboard we have your bass pipes. And then on the treble side we have piano, of course. We also have a xylophone. We have principal, 2-foot principal, 2-foot flute, 2-foot violin, and Photoplayer 4-foot tuba in the 2-foot octave. It gives a fatter sound to the, they didn't know how to unify, so it was all done this way. And of course we have a bird whistle and sleigh bells. They put everything in this thing because it was the last gas for Photoplayer, and I think they were trying to sell as many as they could to get rid of the parts. All right, let's try a couple here. We'll do a This is a picture roll that a friend of mine scored. He studied the picture rolls, of course, as you know, were expressly cut for American photoplayers. They were sold through their distributor, made by Film Music Company. They could be used on any, of course, any photoplayer. But what differentiates, you may know, a picture roll from a regular player piano roll is you can see on a regular player, they're designed for a piano that decays once you play it. Okay. But a pipe organ, an organ,
stays down.
Speed. So the problem is, you have a pallet rail behind the action, then you've got tubes, these lead tubes come down to this master chest, and then that feeds pneumatics, which put on a push rod, which air go into the pipe. So by the time these little notes pass the tracker bar, the organ's late because they need to be longer, because the organ's going because it's the delay of all the mech. So what Dave Hartman did, he put a primer in between the pallet rail and the master chest. So the second these little things break the hole, it fires the master chest. But still, the problem was, in those days they didn't put in primaries, so a picture roll has long and short holes. So the short holes, of course, play the organ and the piano, but the long holes play the piano and the organ, and give the organ a lot of power. Here's your short notes for the piano and organ. Here's your organ, piano. So picture rolls were a different breed. The problem with them, when the silent film era came to an end, and a lot of these rolls were sent home, people took them to play them on their player pianos. They didn't sound so good because there were a lot of long chords in there that didn't register well on just a player piano. But I sure sound good, as you'll hear on a
That's interesting.
So this is a fake roll we made. A friend of mine's a musician, he's a musicologist, and he's a genius with music. We studied 10 picture rolls, and he introduced long and short holes like picture roll would have done off of a piece of music that everybody knows, but nobody knows the name of it. And he started a nonprofit, the Silent Film Orchestra. We run a silent film orchestra. I'm the vice president. I said, he wanted me to be vice president. I said, I will not be vice president unless you find the name of this piece of music that everybody knows. Three Stooges, Carol Burnett, all the cartoons use it, and he found it. And it was Kaylor Carter playing it on a record. It's called The Big Chase, traditional 1914.
Is that?
We don't. There's author unknown. So again, there's no music on it. But how does everybody know it? Where do they get the music? Anyway, you'll hear it. So this is a picture roll. Not a real picture roll, but it sounds like one. So that's the role, that's the song everybody knows, but nobody knows the
Right,
name
yeah.
of it.
We've heard it
100 times in cartoons, and
Right.
it's all, of course, public domain, but.
Isn't that amazing?